if people aren't aware of liquidation, essentially you buy products from companies like Restock, or you, if you're able to, directly from Walmart or Target, where these items have been purchased and returned. Typically they're in perfect unused condition, or they're in like almost brand new condition, but either way they can't put it back on the shelves. And so they will sell it to you at a massive discount. Sometimes it's in the original packaging, never been opened. Sometimes it's opened, but the packaging is fine. And so you can turn around and sell it under market to other people after buying it at a fraction of the price. You could maybe spend 10% of the value and sell it for 60% of the value. So the people buying it are happy and you get a huge markup on it. Well, having a physical location is an awful idea. And he experienced all of the pain and suffering you could possibly have in Canada, in this tiny town of 30,000 people. He was able to do, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 a month, until he had problems like the second floor of the building he was in was residential, and the guy was smoking weed, and the weed was drifting into the store and causing people to think that he was smoking weed in the back, and they didn't want him to smoke weed. They didn't like him. They didn't trust him. They were talking about it in the comments of his Facebook group. I mean, you name it, all sorts of nonsense. People stealing from him, customers stealing, employees stealing, all sorts of nonsense. And he just kept losing money after money after money. And I continued to reinvest in him because I could see it growing until eventually it fell apart. And well, he's now trying to slowly pay me back from that. It's a lot of money and it's very painful for him. But I think in the right hands, this kind of a business could easily do 50,000, 100,000, maybe even $1 million a month in revenue if you have the right person in place and the right team to support it.
Yeah, I know a founder. He's doing very well for himself, like so well that he just can kind of pursue other passions, everything. He does the arbitrage, and he goes around and just finds stuff that he knows is going to sell somewhere else. So he's lined in. You'll literally walk around and see something in Walmart in clearance or something like that, and then we'll just Google it or look on Amazon, and then just moves it all around. It's all virtual, and it's great. And I love those types of ideas. I think they're all out there. Someone who's willing to hustle. Founders don't understand. You have to have founder market fit first before starting an e-commerce brand. It just can't be a good idea. You have to be able to sell it like manually, like frontline, hand-to-hand combat sales. And I say, if you can't ring up 200 people and get them either interested in buying your product directly or know someone who would like that product, then you shouldn't get into it. You shouldn't begin. Now, the fact that you've got a 30,000 person Discord server, that's a signal that I would definitely have bought into and said, okay, this is interesting. Where I would have turned down that deal is him telling me he can double my money. That I would have been scared.
We were members of the community.
If you can go hack a community, that's great. But in e-commerce, I look for built-in audiences. So you have to proven to me that you've got founder market fit. Let me give you another example. This company I just helped launch, helped them, raise some capital and got them going. And I set up their e-commerce infrastructure, everything like that. I think they've done about 70, last I calculated, they've done about $70,000 in sales. Okay. And this is in a few months. Their product cost $5,000 a pop. $5,000, man. Okay. Selling it all online. And I said, okay, I need to do it because it was kind of a wacky idea. But what got me interested in even helping out was the founder market fit. The two founders were so entrenched in their industry, the advisors that they got on board, they literally set up their home in the beginning, and they just had people go through the home. And there was a wait list for people wanting to do this, and they had like a cool intake thing, and they brought me on demos, and they let me demo the product and try it out, and they walked me through the entire thing. And that's what I'll do with an e-commerce founder, really any founder. If I'm interested in either getting them financing or working them, advising or investing directly myself. And I'm not talking big checks here, just so that none of your audience gets the wrong idea. I'm not writing big, huge, 6-figure checks. It's angel investing, and I never expect to make any money. I only write checks that I prepared to say the money go bye-bye. But I spent literally days with these founders, listening to them, talking to them, letting them poke and prod me. And it was a health product. And I experienced the demo, and I said, okay, this is something that I'm willing to get behind. And they're doing quite well. But it's founder market fit that I think is one of the big missing pieces.
He had a store that he was renting the space, and he had some partners, and they were doing up to like 50,000 a month with the partners. But then the partners decided to screw him over. They stripped the entire business, left him with the shelving, basically, took all the profit, left him with some tax debt to the government, and then they disappeared. And so he needed help getting restarted. He was the person running the business in the front end. And he told me later he thought that these guys might have been stealing the product or finding it, like, it fell off a truck. So that's why they were able to make so much money. And they were pushing him to sell as much as he could, as fast as he could. And he said the money was really good.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this insight, I've handpicked another video for you right here on the screen. For more actionable strategies that get you real results, hit subscribe.